It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
I have to blame Brandon Rose for something here momentarily. I'm not super psyched about, but I'm in, and so I have to blame him for something there. We've got to talk about Michael Jordan, and then I'm not motivational, so I'm going to be unmotivational at the end of the podcast, but with something I'm thinking about in regards to you, me, and everybody in between and beyond. All right, but first, let's give Brandon Rose a bit of a hard time. Bros Knows podcast. Will it ever come back? Who knows? Brandon did. Let's see right here. I'm gonna. This is bad to do live, but I want to get it right here because I hate that I hate that Brandon has such a normal name, and because of it, I can't just easily bring up his YouTube, but I need to bring up his YouTube where there's so many steps I have to go to. This is now just wasting time. There's so many steps I have to go to get to YouTube, to get to his YouTube, and scroll down to Bros. Where's Bros? Just straight up Bros. Is that what it is? Is that what it was? Brandon Rose? Here we go. It's Brandon Rose 1738. So he did... Is that really all he did? I thought he did a whole bunch more than this. I watched them all. He did a couple episodes, three vlogs. He did 3 vlogs over on his YouTube, and it was the return of Brandon to the world of creative, and I loved it so much, and then it's gone. I thought it was more than that. For some reason, maybe it felt like 6. It was 3 of them, and it felt like 6. So that's probably why he stopped. No, they were awesome. They were great. He and his wife went on a cruise, and he was documenting it, and I loved it. I loved having him back. But as much as I loved that, I've got to give him a hard time for something else. Right now on my phone, I've got 3 things that I've been playing. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I love. Marcus, Mike, and I play that. It's the dumbest game, but we're so deep into it at this point, we can't get out of it. Like we invested so much time years and years ago into this downward spiral of a simple app that steals 15 to 20 minutes of my day every day. We're in it so deep now we have to stay there, and I can't just pull the ripcord on it because it's my thing we talk about with those guys, when we have nothing else to talk about. So I play that. My daughter loves ripping packs in the Pokemon card game, and you get like 2 free packs a day to open. So it's kind of one of our things we do before school. She'll open 2 of these packs. So that's an app on my phone. There's a reason I'm saying all this. That's an app on my phone, a little, I guess you could call it a game I play. But mainly I'm in on Wordle. Wordle is my go-to every day. I've been playing it every day for a long, long time now. And my parents and I still text our scores back and forth. It's funny, within the last 2 months, the guys at work, because Discord got tied in with the New York Times stuff, so you can play it inside of Discord and share your scores with a group. So the group that I'm in with the guys at work, they're in on Wordle, so now I share it with Wordle. I share Wordle with my parents, share it with the guys at work, and it's all the time. So that's kind of what I had. And I didn't really have any other games. I'm looking at my phone right now. I don't really have any other games I play on my phone. I just don't have it. I got into Monopoly with Brandon and Jamie. I played that for a little bit. I've fallen off that. I don't know if they're still playing it, the actual full game of Monopoly. Because otherwise, I just will get a game of Settlers of Catan in on my laptop. That's where I'm at if I need to do like a game that's not a real video game, if I need to do that. Anyhow, I've got to blame Brandon for something because it's a twofold thing. He got me in a new one. It's called Pinpoint, and it is on LinkedIn. He sent a notification to Josh and I one day and was like, by the way, I've got to do Pinpoint right now. I'll hold it up to the people who watch the video. It gives you a clue, and then you have to guess, sun, what could tie in 5 clues with sun. I'm going to put spot. All right. It wasn't right. So it goes to the next clue, which is rap. All right. So I've got sun and rap. And I'm not going to do the whole thing right now because it's going to take thinking. Anyways, I do that every day now. And I send the score to Brandon and Josh, and we laugh because Brandon is so much better than us to the point where now he's lying and saying he's missing them, even though I know he's getting them in like 2. So when he gets it in 1 or 2, he doesn't send it to us anymore, and he lies and says, I didn't get today's. And we're like, we know that means you got it in 1 or 2. But what this has caused is, since this game is on LinkedIn, I've tried to disconnect from social media. Outside of Instagram, which I love Instagram. So outside of Instagram, my Instagram hack for how I deal with Instagram. I go to Instagram, I open it up, I go to the top left corner. And for mine, I don't know if this is for everyone's. I think now it's on, like, I saw someone else's is different. It's in the middle. You can click a button. So if you're not updated, like mine hasn't updated yet, top left corner, some people the middle, you can click it and it has following and favorites. And I click following, and when I do that, the feed isn't the algorithm, it's accounts that I follow in order of them posting. So I get to see all the people that I follow. I just see their posts, and I really like it. So that's how I get on my Instagram feed. I was leaning back into Twitter a little bit because basketball season, NBA is starting to come to the finish line, and so I've got to be hip to all the basketball stuff. There's a lot of good basketball tweets that I love. So I've been there. I stay off Facebook. I can't do Facebook. Facebook makes me want to just yell at people. And so I didn't do that. Well, now, because I have to log into stupid LinkedIn to get into Pinpoint, I see posts. And it reminds me of everything Facebook related. It reminds me of everything I hate. And it just drives me insane. So I'm kind of mad at Brandon because I love this game Pinpoint, but the way the bridge for me to get to it now requires me to log into LinkedIn and see. I thought LinkedIn was just a site where it's like, I need a job. We're looking for people who need a job. Let's get linked together and make jobs happen. Now I'm seeing people post like, well, the day was so, like, it's work adjacent posts. And they're like, I can't believe the economy at my job did. And this is just, it's these long posts. They're long. And if I start reading one, I'm going to click see more butts. I'm going to click it and I'm going to read it. And it's going to make me mad like Facebook did. So thank you, Brandon, for bringing that anxiety back into my life. Truly wonderful of you to do. Anna and I are on to watching the next season of Traitors we're going to watch. We watched season 4. It was the first season of Traitors we'd ever seen. We've started season 2 because season 2 has a bunch of people on it that I love. A bunch of Big Brother cast members that I love. Dan is on there. I love him. Survivor characters. Parvati, one of my all-time favorites. Sandra, one of my all-time favorites. And then they've got some dudes from the real world on the challenge, Johnny Bananas and freaking CT. CT, my favorite challenge castmate. I love CT, and he's on season 2 of Traitors. So we are into season 2 of Traitors. It's so good. It wasn't just a fluke with season 4. I will say this, though, as much as I love a lot of the names in season 2, season 4 was great. Season 4 was great. The cast just worked in season 4. The right mix of the different shows. And the Survivor people, I didn't really love. Natalie was the Survivor member from season 4 of Traitors, and I don't like her at all. But it was just a great cast that worked out very well together. Traitors season 4. But I'm into season 2. I'd highly recommend it. I think it's been really enjoyable. Check it out. Okay, I wanted to talk food before we get to Kelly's What Are You Into, which is me not being motivational. I love this stuff when these stories come out. And this one came from The Takeout, a website I love, a blog that I love, thetakeout.com, a food blog. And they had a article that had the name Michael Jordan at the top of it, so I had to read it. And here is what it says at the top of the article. The fast food breakfast Michael Jordan ate every morning during his prime. I love these stories. And I loved the answer. Because Michael Jordan, for those of you who need to know what it takes to be one of the greatest athletes of all time, one of the 2 best basketball players of all time, probably the best. Man, that's hard for me to say. LeBron is so good. I don't know where I am on that argument. That's why anytime someone argues LeBron versus MJ, I will listen because I still don't know what side of the argument I'm on. But according to a tweet shared on the Chicago Bulls Twitter handle, X handle, Michael Jordan's former teammate Stacey King had a ton of Stacey King cards back in the day. He said Michael Jordan, and Charles Oakley also corroborated this revelation on All the Smoke podcast. Said every day before practice, Michael Jordan ate a sausage McMuffin. MJ had ties to McDonald's. He did a bunch of the commercials. Obviously, there's going to be some tie-ins there. But apparently this guy, every day before practice, was eating a sausage McMuffin. I love this stuff so much because you just hear so much about how bad fast food is all the way. And it's not good for you. It's not good for you. I'm not here saying it's good for you. It's not good for you. But you can also still have someone be the greatest basketball player of all time. That also is a case. It can't be good. It cannot be good for you when you eat 1,000 sausage McMuffins every day. But it can also be okay if you have one sausage McMuffin a day and then go out and absolutely work over the Indiana Pacers that night. It can be okay. A sausage McMuffin. Not my favorite of the McMuffins. An egg McMuffin, I think, is about as perfect of a breakfast menu item as you will find anywhere. This is coming from a not big breakfast guy, so take that with a grain of salt, because when I say that, I mean across the board, all breakfasts anywhere. All breakfasts anywhere. From a 5-star restaurant down to Mickey D's, I think an Egg McMuffin is about as perfect as it gets. There are going to be times you're going to get an Egg McMuffin that is not cooked well, or it's either too burnt, the muffin is too burnt, and you're going to be like, this is terrible, or whatever. Okay, there's going to be a time you go to a really nice restaurant and the food's not going to be perfect. I'm talking about the average to good version of the Egg McMuffin. It's the best. It's the best. I love it. Now, I found a weird thing out here, and I don't know if this is a regional thing in Kentucky or if this is just the guys I worked with. There was a day we were going to be working. Everyone shut up early, and it was going to be a long morning. So I brought in breakfast to the guys. And I went by McDonald's, and I got a bunch of Egg McMuffins. And I brought them in, and they sat there. And after a long time, I go, what's going on? Why doesn't anyone want to eat? And they were like, this. We were in the South now, which I'm not. I'm in the North Mid-East. Kentucky is the North Mid-East. And they're like, we're biscuit people. I said, you got to be kidding me. There's no way you are choosing any of the McDonald's breakfast biscuit sandwiches over a freaking Egg McMuffin. I might be able to listen to a McGriddle. But even that, like a McGriddle is really good. But for just stability, an Egg McMuffin is so good. Anyways, the sausage McMuffin was Michael Jeffrey Jordan's pre-practice breakfast every single day. And he was the greatest. So to the haters who are out there who are going to just knock McDonald's all week, I guarantee you're not as good at what you're doing as Michael Jordan is at what he did. It's what it is. So you're going to have the health nuts who are like, well, I finished 130th in local CrossFit. And I'm telling you, you can't eat a sausage McMuffin. And I'm like, well, what about the guy who did it every day and was the greatest basketball player? What about that guy? 6'7". Okay, sorry, that was for the people who watched the video. Let's get into Kelly's What Are You Into? And I'm going to be unmotivational, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, can I not get it to work? Is it not work? Is it not working anymore? Oh, no. Oh, no.
Kelly's,
there it is.
What are you into?
I love the band Switchfoot. I love them. I have 3 bands I listen to all the time. Weezer, Reliant K, Switchfoot. What did I hit? Hit something with my headphone. Or with my earphone. Headphone. I got it right. Okay, I'm it's late. It's late. I love these bands. And I was listening to a Switchfoot song today, and it just reminded me of like something to take with you this week. And hopefully you listen to this to start the week and you take it with you, and maybe you had a rough weekend, or maybe the week starting off rough. The song, I'm getting 2 of them confused now. because I want to say Live It Well. I listened to Live It Well. I listened to Live It Well later. This is bad. This is why I should write notes down. Switchfoot discography. I'm going to know it in a second once I see the album cover, because I was like, I haven't listened to this album. I haven't listened to this album in a while. I need to do that. Here we go. Let's dive into their albums. I believe it's on Nothing Is Sound, but where is the song? Did I just make the song up? Is it on No Gravity? Let's see here. Burnout Bright. It's on No Gravity. Burnout Bright. This has been a really weird podcast. The song Burnout Bright, Switchfoot, is one that every now and then I just need to remember to listen to. I like the energy of it. It's one of their more, it's not super duper crazy high energy, but it's more high energy. And I just needed a refresher on it today, because there's moments like I feel like I haven't had outside of the late night. I haven't had a moment to just come up for air outside of just like the late night, because wake up and it's right into kids to work back to kids go to bed. And then Anna and I finally have a moment to catch up. And it's like, okay, we've got some decisions to make with my vehicle and like school stuff and all these things. So it goes from, kids to work to kids to, we would love to just hang out. And we end up getting to watch Traitors once our brains are fried. But, there's like the serious discussion we didn't get to have all day of things that need to be figured out how to do around the house, or we have to do something around the house, right? And then it's super late and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted. But then it's like now it's 11 at night and I'm like, this is when I got to come up for breath for a second and just take a moment. And so I'm recording a podcast in the middle of the night and when I should be sleeping, but it's my moment to get a little breath. And so they can get frustrating, right? It can get frustrating where I'm like, man, I don't want to see that. Okay, I'm going to see the kids again tomorrow morning. Then I'm going to work. I'm going to see the kids again right after school. And Huck's going to wear me out by wanting to talk to me. And I can get in this trajectory where I'm like, I haven't been able to come up for myself. And I have to shake my head and go, dude, you had that. What are you talking about? Because in reality, when I actually do get sleep and I don't stay up till 11 to record the podcast, there's nothing I like more than my family. There's nothing I like more. They're all my favorites. Anna and the kids, they're my favorites. And so in the moments where I do get to come up for air, my brain immediately goes, I wonder what Anna's doing. And she's sleeping, but I was like, I wonder if she's possibly awake. I wonder what the kids and I are going to do tomorrow. They're the first things I think of in a totally positive, excited way. And so I listened to Burnout Bright, and I was like, I needed this. I needed this after a busy weekend, a busy week last week. I think it didn't help that we were all coming off sickness, so we were all just like, it was not a fun week. And Burnout Bright, part of it, and I know there's a lot to the song, and it's a lot deeper than the shallowness I'm going to go into here, but part of it is that you got, if you've only, I'm getting Live It Well mixed up with it, another song by them. Let's get the lyrics. So I don't ruin it, because I can just get the chorus right now. What if I'm gonna die? I wanna burn out bright. Bump, 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 bump. All right, here we go. Let's see here. There we go. If we only got one try, if we've only got one life, if time was never on our side, that's right. If time was never on our side, then before I die, I want to burn out bright. And I was like, yo, this is it. Like, this is what I'm talking about. If you only get one try, it took me forever to remember this song. If you only get one try, if we've only got one life, it's good, right? And so it's just about that thing of the moments. You want to burn out bright. I want to burn out bright. And I don't just want to burn out sitting here going, I just didn't have a second to get my breath. Dude, I had so many seconds to get my breath for the longest amount of time while I sat there going, I'm real excited to get married and then to make a family and all that stuff. And I've got it now. And I get it. It's easy to get tied up in the reality of your brain working on little sleep and your kids saying to you 24/7, hey, dad, look at this. Hey, dad, look at this. Hey, dad, look at this. I'm trying to read this extremely important article about how Michael Jordan ate sausage McMuffins. Do you think I have time to look at that beautiful drawing? And I should. And so this is like one of those songs I just listened to it, Burn Out Bright, and I was like, you know what? That's it. I want my kids, I want my wife to be part of that with me. And when I go out, I want to go out knowing that I burned out bright. And I didn't burn out this grumpy, weenie like mentality of like, I want to burn out bright. So it was good to listen to today. It kind of re-energized me. It kind of sparked me back up. Obviously, you can't tell by this episode of your favorite 15-minute podcast because I was all over the place. But I just recommend it to you. I don't know if you'd like the song or not. It's one of my, I love Switchfoot. So I listened to this a bunch today. And I just thought it was a good reminder of like, you don't know. You do not, that's one other part of the song. You do not know what day it's going to be. All right. I read an article this week by Chris Bosch, who like passed out a couple weeks ago and woke up in a pool of his blood with the emergency room there, with the emergency crew there, saving his life. And he's like, you just don't know. And you just don't know. So let's burn out bright. Let's burn out bright. Let's take advantage of the week. Let's attack it. And yeah, you might not get exactly what you want. I might not get to sit by myself at 3:00 in the afternoon with 16 pints of ice cream surrounding me and playing Grand Theft Auto 3. But is that really what I want, or is it just what I want in this moment where I'm kind of tired for a second? We got to burn out bright. We got to burn out bright this week. So attack the week. Remember, you don't know which week is going to be your last one. And know that the people around you are paying attention. And when they look back on it all, have them remember like, that person burned bright when they were here. That person burned bright. All right. Again, I'm not motivational. That song is more motivational than I am. Have a good one. Thanks for listening.